It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Last time we fought through the early challenges of Lordran, tackled some terrifying bosses and even had our first taste of victory with Ornstein and Smough, but the road ahead is long and filled with even more formidable foes. In this video we'll be delving deeper into the perilous depths of Dark Souls, facing against new enemies and exploring the infamous New Londo. Will I manage to survive this next chapter, or will the darkness finally consume me? Let's find out. Fremd explained to me that I need to fill the vessel with powerful Lord Souls, so that is my next objective. But first, it was time for some unfinished business. I really enjoyed the whole encounter with Knight Lothrak. It's the only time you use the invading mechanic while offline, and it's a nice twist, especially since so many characters you save along the way reward you. Defeating Lothrak gave me his armor, ring, and the Firelink Firekeeper soul. Lothrak's ring? Holy crap, it's one of the best in the game. I used it for the rest of my playthrough. The only downside is that you can't unequip it without breaking it, but the boost to HP, stamina and equip load is totally worth it. Of course, in classic dumbass fashion, I completely forgot the Firelink Firekeeper was murdered by Lothrak, so when he dropped the Firekeeper soul, I thought, oh great, I can upgrade my Estus flask! And that's how I lost the Firelink bonfire for the rest of the game. Next unfinished business was the painted world of Ariamis, a snow-coated land with old structures high atop a mountain. This was a refreshing change of scenery from all the areas I've been through so far, with some new interesting and annoying enemies. You can watch me panic here as I try to get rid of the toxic effect that the engorged hollows give you. It's so dumb that you can't get rid of it and it lasts 10 minutes. I had to change my gear so I could keep distance between me and the hollows.
Yeah, they sure will come back to life. I knew it.
I got two hoes, one is a dude and one is a crow. I take two loads, one in my ass and one in my throat. Think I need two more. Gay sex when I'm ring, ring, ring. Butt fucking while it's ring, ring, ring. Judge Kavanaugh, ring, ring, ring.
Is that someone standing over there? What the fuck? And here I thought they do not respawn. This time I'm just going past them.
This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind.
I decided to fight Priscilla because I got mad at what she said, and honestly, it was a fun boss fight. I panicked at first when she turned invisible, but then I realized I could track her by looking for her footprints. Overall, it was an enjoyable fight. With my business concluded, I continued my objective and my next stop was the Darkroot Garden. Another great change of scenery, calming chirping of crickets and grasshoppers with unique enemies.
Can you see? Oh god. Look, look. That's fucked up. Look.
I summoned Beatrice for the Moonlight Butterfly boss fight because I didn't have a ranged build. She was kind enough to let me have the last hit, so thank you, Beatrice. Then I went to Andre to buy the Crest of Artorias and opened the gate in Darkroot Garden. Explored the forest, defeated some people and trees.
Are you friendly just like the little guys are? I guess not. Oh, how could I forget? It's Sonic the Cat!
I joined the Forest Hunter Covenant to betray them and obtain another amazing ring, the Dark Wood Grain Ring, from this bodyguard right here.
Excuse me, please. Pretend you didn't see that. Just stay still for me, okay? Thank you.
And now I had truly become a menace. It was time to face the Great Wolf Sif, a fight that's nothing short of legendary. I'll be honest, I felt terrible for having to kill her. Sif is just a loyal companion, fiercely protecting what remains of her fallen master, Artorias. The battle was bittersweet as each swing of my blade reminded me of her tragic loyalty. She's not just any boss, she's a symbol of devotion, and even in the heat of the fight, you can't help but admire her. Despite the guilt, I still love her. She's just a good girl, doing her best to honor her master's legacy. I was near Darkroot Basin, so I decided to go there and get the DLC started at least.
Last head remaining. I got you now! What?
Oh, shit!
Maybe it's time I do something about it.
I mean, you were kind of a dick, to be honest.
After traversing the New London ruins, talking to Ingward and draining the water, I made my way to the Abyss to face the Four Kings. While I appreciate the lore behind this boss fight, and it's really cool in that sense, I think the design of the fight is terrible. Not in terms of difficulty, but in the terms of how the environment and the fight is set up. The Abyss looks like an unfinished area. There's no lighting, and it's filled with invisible walls. Sure, the ground can be a black void, but there should be at least some particles or indicators to show where the invisible walls are. Manus, who is the father of the Abyss by the way, has far better boss fight than this piece of shit. Also, the homing missile move that lasts like 15 to 20 seconds ruins the whole boss fight when it's all about how fast you can kill each king. I summoned Beatrice for this fight because I just couldn't be bothered anymore. Next up, the Duke's Archives. It's a big library, very cool. Almost all enemies have these crystal-like growths on them, which is a great piece of lore about Seath. Oh look, a fog gate! Is it a boss fight or is it just a progression to the next area? Comment your answer down below in the comments! Ding ding! It's a boss you can kill right now, and you must die to make progress. If I didn't look at the guide at that moment, I would lose my 26,000 souls. After escaping the tower, I made my way through the archives to touch some grass and ventured into the crystal cave. When I saw the cave from the garden, I was like, whoa, that looks awesome! I'll go inside. Oh, carefully sneak around the moonlight butterflies and make my way down to the boss fight. Right? No, that would actually make sense! I'll cross this huge pit of death walking on invisible paths. The area itself is stunning, but the traversal design, absolutely brutal. Crossing these invisible platforms was more frustrating than fun. At least see if the scaleless boss fight makes up for it, right? Kind of. The boss fight is enjoyable and challenging, but if you die, the bonfire is so far away that you have to go through those invisible paths all over again. It's torturous to say the least. Anyway, from the cold looking crystal cave I went into the boiling demon ruins. Oof, is it hot in here or is it just me? I didn't join the Chaos Servant Covenant, so I went through the boss Gauntlet. First up to defeat was the Ceaseless Discharge. Don't worry, I'm not going to make any jokes about the name. I wondered how to defeat him, so I said to myself, I'm gonna use some cheese. After defeating him, I put on some new equipment for less lava damage, but holy hell! Literally, I think this is the best looking set in the entire game. I look like the freaking Nazgul from Lord of the Rings. I had a rematch against the Taurus Demon where I died once or twice. I'd say it's a draw between me and the Taurus Demon. The statue enemies are the easiest, even hollows in Undead Burg are more threatening than this. I defeated the reskin of a boss that I fought 2 times already, unlocked an elevator to Quillag's domain, and proceeded to defeat the centipede demon, which gave me the orange charred ring. Then I found Solar being depressed next to a bonfire. Poor guy.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
I'm not going to talk about Lost Isolith's design. If you know, you know. It's a shame that they had development problems here because it's a cool location. I killed my twin here. Sorry, there can be only one good looking undead. While exploring, I managed to get bamboozled. But I managed to bamboozle them right back. I regenerated at the bonfire and went to fight the Bed of Chaos. I've seen people shit on this boss, but to me, it seemed great. It was an interesting change of pace from the other bosses. I dig the design and it only took me a couple of tries. It would take me less tries if I didn't want to be extra and do this. After that I went to my good old friend Andre and upgraded the greatsword to divine status for my trip to the catacombs, where I defeated a bunch of skeletons and undead mages. Died a bunch of times trying to get to Vamos.
Rock and stone!
And to the veal skeletons in the pit. Fight with Pinwheel lasted a whooping 18 seconds. I'll let past me talk about this. I think that anyone who played Dark Souls 1 can agree that this area is fucking dog shit. It's a pain in the ass to navigate through it, it's dark, you can fall almost anywhere, there are so fucking many annoying enemies. I hope there isn't another area that's almost as or even more annoying than this one. I didn't even explore this area to the fullest because of how bad it is. At least patches kept me entertained for a moment. I woke up Benito from his nap but quickly put him back to sleep. There was one more boss before Gwyn I haven't tackled, Gwendolyn. You may also notice that I have a different weapon instead of my usual Zweihander. Well, before finishing the base game I had to finish the DLC first. More on that in the next video. It wasn't a tough boss fight, I enjoyed the fight and the cutscene was pretty cool, not gonna lie. Now it was time for the final showdown. Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. Holy crap, the kiln of the first flame looks fucking amazing. The misty stairway leading to the kiln where the spirits of Silver Knights walk, remnants of Gwyn's powerful army, the cloudy skies with sunlight barely visible behind them, and ash scattered all around the premises all scream, "This is the end of your journey, chosen undead." At first, the fight seemed difficult. But then I realized you can easily parry Gwyn, a game mechanic that I hadn't used the entire playthrough. In my opinion, this boss fight is also legendary. The arena and the music. Gwyn's moveset and appearance, overall it's great. There's again only one thing I don't like about the boss fight, the distance, but you can just easily run past the Black Knights. With the Lord of Cinder vanquished, I decided to link the fire. I didn't even consider leaving for a different ending. I absolutely love the ending of Dark Souls 1. After reading a couple of fan theories and opinions, it's clear that there is no good ending. After all, you, the chosen undead, are being manipulated by either Frampt or Kath. As a non-native English speaker, some of the names of the characters are so hard. If you link the fire, the Age of Fire continues for a while, a desperate solution to the problem where humans remain enslaved to the gods. If you become the Dark Lord, who knows how you'll rule? Kath claims the Dark is the age of man, but you can't be sure. Who knows how the Dark will corrupt you just like it did the Four Kings, or how the Flame corrupted the Lords? And what will happen to the humans given that the Dark Wraiths controlled by Kath to drain life and humanity were contained in New Londo by sacrificing and flooding the entire city? They were never meant to roam again. It really gives you, the player, the chance to think what the right choice is in your way. While I may have been critical about certain aspects of Dark Souls 1, overall I really enjoyed playing it and immersing myself in its mechanics, lore, and the various weird and fascinating elements that make the game so unique. Recently I've been diving into a lot of Dark Souls content on YouTube, especially channels like Zuli the Witch, The Backlogs, and Hawkshaw. Great channels, by the way. I used to be skeptical about whether I'd enjoy these type of games, known for their difficulty and sometimes unforgiving nature. But after completing Dark Souls 1, I find myself hungry for more. The experience has completely won me over, and now I finally understand why these games are so beloved and widely praised. The sense of accomplishment from overcoming challenges, the depth of the world building, and the intricate storytelling through environmental cues and item descriptions, it all comes together to create something truly special. Now that I've gotten a taste, I'm eager to dive deeper into the series and see what other secrets and challenges await. So that's about it from me about Dark Souls 1, well, at least the base game. It's been over half a year since my last upload, and I honestly thought I'd have a new video sooner, but life has a way of changing plans, if you know what I mean. I hope this video turned out even better than my last one, at least that's how I feel. I've been enjoying learning new editing tricks, improving my content and challenging myself to get better at this. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me yap about this game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to drop any suggestions or tips in the comments. Shout out to Joseph who commented on my Frostpunk video. You really helped me rethink how I make these videos, so thank you for that. With all that said, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.